Good morning, students. Today I am going to share about one important feature of business, that is business risk. The term is very much familiar to us, and we know the general meaning of this. With respect to business, it can be said that it is one of the important feature of business, and if business is there, risk must be there. If we think deeply, it can be said that uncertainty is the mother of risk. We know very well, as a businessman, please think you are a businessman. In each and every step, there is uncertainties. There are uncertainties, different uncertainties. And so it is called that business is risky. Now, for what is the nature? What is risk? Uncertainties due to cost, due to loss, or due to damage. It may be there that if cost is increased, as you know it very well, in every business there is a competition. So businessman must have to think about cost of production. If cost cannot be controlled, then the price will rise and demand will fall. If demand is falling, the sales volume will be declined and business will face loss. So if business wants to exist in the competition, in the entire function of business, always the cost is required to be under control. So it's a risk. You think about the entire investment of capital. There is no guarantee that how much return will come out at the end of the year. So entire capital invested into the business, that is a risk. Because return is uncertain. There is every possibility of damage or loss due to natural calamities, due to any economic affairs, due to technological upgradation, due to legal decisions, due to change in economic policy by the government. So every business can face loss or damage. So there is uncertainty. So risk is there. So it is very much written. Mind it, risk is not loss. It is possibility of some unfavorable occurrence. Possibility of some unfavorable possibility. It is not. It's a misunderstood concept that sometimes we think risk is a loss. No. It is possibility of some unfavorable occurrence. Maybe there. We cannot expect that in every month, in every year, same amount of profit business will face. Loss may be there. due to certain changes of business environment, due to any wrong decision taken by the businessman, due to change in economic policy, due to severe competition exist in the market, due to change in taste and preferences of the customers, due to uncontrolled cost of production, possibility of some unfavorable occurrence. Just I have told you the examples of unfavorable occurrence, and due to that risk may arise. So it can be said that in business risk is obvious, at every step risk is there, and for this reason it can be said the nature of business risk, just I should say that profit is the reward of taking risk. Businessman is ready to take risk. In case of entrepreneur, I think it was said to you that entrepreneur is the risk taker and profit is the reward, profit is the consideration of taking risk by the businessman or so profit, it is the reward, it is the consideration of taking risk. Second feature of business, it is the result of uncertainty. It was just I have told it to you that uncertainty is the mother of business risk. So it is the result of uncertainty. It is the result of uncertainties. And second point, very important, very much important, risk is unavoidable. Mind it. Risk is unavoidable. As a businessman, you cannot avoid it. It can be minimized. Important to say. It is very much important. You will have to remember, risk can be minimized, but cannot be avoided. Because if you think risk can be categorized into two ways, some risks are insurable risks, some risks are not insurable. Risk of damage of goods, you can purchase insurance policy, general insurance is there. So with the help of this you can minimize the risk, but you cannot purchase any insurance policy for making the new design for your new product going to be launched in near future, and for that reason there is a risk. You do not know whether customer will get attraction for your product or not. You want to purchase the insurance policy for that, it is not possible. So some risks must be there which is not insurable at all, but some risks are insurable. So risk can be minimized, but it is unavoidable, and for this reason we get profit as a businessman. Degree of risk, very much important. Degree of risk, it is very much correlated or proportionate with the size of business, with the size of business, mind it, with the size of business. Naturally, if the size of business is small scale business is there, risk will be less. If medium scale business, risk will be more. If large scale business, huge risks are there. So it very much degree of risk, it is very much just I have written the proportionate sign, it is very much proportional with the size of business. Last, I have said it, profit is the consideration of taking risk. The last point, risk depends on nature of business. Risk depends on nature of business. That is what is not only the size of business, it depends on the nature of business. In case of manufacturing business, the risk is more than the trading business. Because in case of manufacturing business, if you are the manufacturer, then you will have to think, you will have to take the burden of production, you will have to take the burden of procuring raw material. In case of trading business, only purchasing and selling is there. So more amount of capital is required in case of manufacturing business, fixed capital and working capital. In case of trading business, that much amount of capital is not required, so risk is less. So it depends on the nature of business. Understood? So very much important chapter or very much important topic I have discussed with you. Please go through it. It is available in every book of business studies of class 11. So I am suggesting you read line by line, because you will get MCQ based questions in the coming examination. Thank you.